Well, when I was 12 years old, I went with a school group with my class on a field trip to the North Shore Music Theater, which is a theater in the Round. It's one of the only remaining professional theaters in the Round. It's a fabulous place. And this would have been 1978. And it was Peter Pan.
Wow.
And it starred Tova Feldcha as Peter Pan. And playing Captain Hook with her was the great British comic actor George Rose.
Wow.
Who people might remember from Mystery of Edwin Drood and other things, My Fair Lady. And I was this little stage-struck kid. My parents were theater people, and I wanted more than anything to be one of those little kids that gets to fly, you know? But when George Rose came on stage, he was this little diminutive guy. He was in this crazy Captain Hook outfit with the makeup and the wig. And when he came on stage, he just took over the room with this ferocious, like, presence, like this, like, incredible energy. And I just lit up like a 1,000-watt bulb. I just went, oh, that's what I want to do, that, right there.
So it was so palpable.
Oh my gosh. And the magical part is that 40 years to the year, I played Captain Hook at the North Shore Music Theater.
Wow. I had a feeling you were telling me you did something at North Shore, but that's
Isn't
like
that
a
magical?
full, that's like a full, whoa.
Yeah.
Full circle. So would that be, in terms of a production or performance that you did that's indelible, what would that?
I mean, I've been lucky. The thing that's really great about the work I've done the past couple of decades is that I stopped going after the golden ring, the brass ring, the ultimate, the Broadway thing, which is hard to reach. It's very hard to penetrate. And I was driving myself in that direction since I was a child. Nothing would stop me from achieving my goal. And eventually, I started focusing more on the work that I wanted to do and the characters I wanted to play. So I've gotten to do at least a half a dozen of my dream parts in great productions. And one of the roles that I pursued doggedly for a number of years was John Adams in 1776.
Yes, and you have a nice video about learning history and knowing about.
I got very geeky about it, but I auditioned for it at the Goodspeed Opera House. It was the first time I auditioned there, and I think it was 2009. And I had just come off this big national tour of Spamalot, and I am that guy. I am John Adams. I'm this little short, pugnacious, outspoken, passionate guy from Massachusetts. And I thought, this is my part, right? So I went in and I gave the audition, and it was close, but I didn't get it. But I was like, I had the taste of it.
So you had to get this somewhere.
I had to play it sometime before I was too old to play it. So I auditioned for 12 productions before I got to do it. At one of the oldest summer stock theaters in the country, at the Cape Playhouse in Dennis, Massachusetts, directed by Jimmy Brennan, who has directed me in 6 shows and who I saw on Broadway when I first moved to New York. Wonderful guy who's played Adams.
And you are from Massachusetts.
I am. But yeah, I'm a Massachusetts boy.
And you got to play the.
And I got to play Adams, and I decided, well, you know, I finally get to do this, and I only get to do it for a couple of weeks in the summer theater. With incredible cast. I mean, the cast, one of the great things about these little summer theater places is
you get really good actors that come and do it.
You can get Broadway people who just want to go up to the Cape for a couple of weeks, you know. So I was playing opposite Christiane Knoll, who was my Abigail, and George Lee Andrews was in the show, and Aaron Sorotsky, and Stephanie Rothenberg. And just an incredible cast. And, you know, I was the only one who didn't have credits. You know, I was playing the lead. I was in awe of all of these people. And leading up to the show, I did a humble effort at a video blog, and I showed everybody I've always thought of myself as a personal dramaturg. I'm a research fanatic. And I got to do some really fun things. I got invited into the archives of the Massachusetts Historical Society.
Wow.
And I got to hold in my hand letters that Abigail and John wrote to each other.
Oh, that must have been exciting. Yeah.
And my mother was operating the camera.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.